This is a clip from an earlier live stream. I know you're going to like it, so the link to the full video is down below. Check it out. I'll see you over there.
Even just to me, that this thing of her saying, like, you know, everything in Charlie Kirk's life was fake. That he was in the Truman Show, you know, which again, this thing of like, you know, oh, Candace Owens has never accused Erica Kirk of being involved, but she'll say that his life was the Truman Show, which if you've seen the Truman Show, Truman's wife
was in on it. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the like primary people who's, you know,
facts.
And so the idea that Candace Owens is now spinning this narrative that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by his own organization, by everyone around him, and that he was a victim and taken out. I can't think of anything more evil really than to take away a man's legacy after he's dead. And to say that everything he built was fake, including even possibly his family. I can't imagine, you know, that is a kind of evil that I really can't understand, especially coming from someone who's supposedly a friend. I mean, yeah, it's horrible.
And I think you're right on the money. And I had a comment from earlier today, and where did it go? Darn it. I don't know what I did with it. It was actually a legitimate comment. Unlike my Girl Scout picture. Unlike that was not it. Okay. And I don't know what I did with it. I got to find it. But I want to just read this out because I think this is really helps encapsulate how she moves and uses words. Like I did a live stream today. I'm like, you have to read her tweets 3 and 4, maybe even 10 times before, because the first time you read it, you will run in a different direction than on the 10th time that you read it. And she said this: I've received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. I now can say with full confidence that I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. Full stop for a second. When you read that the first time, you almost believe that she has evidence to that point, don't you?
She's been saying this.
Right.
She's already been saying this. So so you assume that something new has come for her then to put like a, you know.
But listen what she says. I now can say with full confidence. I can say anything with full confidence. Nathan, that doesn't mean it's true. I just told y'all with full confidence that this picture was valid.
Yeah.
I told you with full confidence this picture was valid. And I can say that. But that I believe with full confidence that this picture is valid. This is a Ring camera shot of her trying to sell me some bootleg Girl Scout cookies. I can say that. But that's not what you could extract from this the first time you read it.
But it's also,
go ahead.
You know, I haven't watched the episode today, but when I look at something like that, you know, this is where the wording, he was betrayed. How was he betrayed?
Yeah.
You know, because this is where you look at that. And I mean, she was already thrown so many names around. You know, she hasn't in this. He was betrayed, as in they were part of the assassination plot.
Right.
He was betrayed by, you know, whatever people with the donation, something to do with the financial side and the business side.
They did.
I mean, like, how was he betrayed? And that's why she leaves herself with enough cover to be able to come out and say, "Oh, I didn't say that. You know, I never said that. You know that it was the assassination. I'm just talking about, you know, something to do with the finances." I don't know. I mean, you watch some of the show, so, you know, possibly she delved into it.
She didn't.
But yeah, okay, right.
She didn't. No. And as with all things, and maybe we'll finish it up. I don't know. I kind of rage quit the thing. Sometimes it just gets crazy. But no, she did not address that and explain that in any way, shape, or form. And to go on, let me finish this up. And yes, I will be naming names and providing evidence for my claims. There was no evidence shown. Like, apparently this big billions of dollars that was going to come into Turning Point, this was just water cooler talk, and people were talking about it around the water cooler. That's crazy work. Like, well, how did it couldn't be that much of a secret if it was just commonplace and people were talking about it around the water cooler. That's crazy work. So how did you get this information, Candace? Like, show us the evidence. And if somebody is not meant to, or somebody's not willing to put their name on it and say, yes, I work at TPUSA. I know I'm going to lose my job, but I'm going to tell you right now, they were getting free paper clips. That's right. They were getting free paper clips. And from, you know, Office Max was giving them free paper clips. and they weren't paying for them, my name is Jason. If we're not doing it, then maybe you shouldn't be throwing this information out there because you don't have any way to verify it or prove it, or for Nathan to look at it and say, yeah, I'm looking at this evidence. It does look pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm looking at.
I mean, the bar is so low for her.
Yeah.
You know, like she so rarely actually provides any receipts. You know, she makes so much noise and throws out the most outrageous, ridiculous claims with no evidence that when she does, like that group chat with Charlie Kirk, you know, with the Jewish donors, people are like, oh my gosh, Candace with the receipts, you know, look at this. She finally provided something.
They want to believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. When you actually look at that receipt, you actually break it down and look at it for what it is in the context. And then with, you know, the people who are part of that group chat providing extra context around it, you realize like, oh, it's actually not what she claimed it was.
Absolutely. I don't know if you watched John from What Do You Mean? He did the video about how Candace deluges you with information to the point that your brain is almost tired of like, and she did this on this video right here today. And we just quit because, you know, having you on was refreshing and give us a little break, a little respite. But she's throwing out so many ideas, you know, maps and DuPont and American history. America was founded by rogue Freemasons and such of that nature. It wasn't because people wanted religious freedom from Europe. No. It was a rogue Freemasons that were fighting each other. And, you know, France helped in the Revolutionary War and then stayed around, and they owned Delaware. Because you know why? Do you know why Wilmington, Delaware is in her crosshairs?
No, I mean, I only know because it's a LLC's there.
Her LLC is there, absolutely. Yeah. But the reason is she's being sued in Delaware. So she's already chumming the water that Delaware is against her. She's already chumming the water that Delaware is going to not work favorably in her. Because remember, even the dismissal, that hasn't come out yet. The judge hasn't ruled on the dismissal. She knows probably it's not going to get dismissed because she's already done business. She's already sued people from Delaware. Yeah. Like she sued people from Delaware. So I think at the end of the day, somebody said, wait, hold on. Is her evidence locked behind a paywall? That's crazy work. I wouldn't be surprised. But let us continue. So I think that's why she keeps besmirching Delaware and Wilmington, Delaware, and such like that, because she wants to already set the groundwork that I know I'm not going to get a fair trial because everybody in Delaware is in the French's pocket and everybody's moving for France. So of course, Macrons are the president and first lady of France. That's why I lost.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's where the What Do You Mean video did really well. You know, the more you watch her, the more you pick up on all these little tricks that she uses. And I think that's the thing. That's why she's a fascinating character, because she's so incredibly manipulative, but also just straight up deceitful. You know, so it's the same thing. Like she brings up with the Macrons. One of her go-tos lately is about the MK Ultra. And so she continually claims, oh, look at the Macrons. They mentioned MK Ultra 18 times in the lawsuit. You know, it's very strange. What's the thing? She's got a corny, like the dog's barking, you know.
Oh, a dog whistle.
She talks in these like riddles that just gives me like cringe.
She does do that. That's a good point.
And, you know, but this is where, you know, she says, oh, look at this. They're pointing to something that I haven't even said. And then you go back and you go back and watch, and, you know, you realize that it's the same thing with the wording with that post, right?
Yes.
You go back and she's continually saying, hey, look, Brigitte Macron's birthday is like the same day that MK Ultra started. You know, hey, look, MK Ultra was centered around, you know, loners and people like this. And then she talks about how Emmanuel Macron like mirrors that, you know?
Yeah.
She talks about how his dad was a psychologist and how, you know, so it's continually these two things where she's doing this over and over again, you know? So her audience absolutely understands what she's putting out there. And then when the Macrons rightfully then put it into the lawsuit, that she's very much insinuating there's a connection between the Macrons and the and MK Ultra. She's like, I never explicitly said that the Macrons were part of the MK Ultra.
Right.
You're like, well, you pretty much did. Because it's funny that you say that, because your audience absolutely understood what you were throwing out there.
I know you liked that episode. This is actually a clip from a larger live stream. The link is down in the description, so you can go check it out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you down there. Grace and peace.